So I got a random request to check out this, I guess, Shilling video that I guess Whisper Status or Brian Tech Therapy, whatever he goes by these days, made, and to kind of give my take on it, I guess. I don't know. So I'm like 3 minutes in, but this part now where they're talking about the actual shilling was something that I found very interesting. So this is why I'm going to start the video here versus other spots. I'm sure in the 56 minutes there was other things that they covered, but really I don't have 56 minutes to dive into this. So we're just going to start here.
Your mother owns Samsung or whatever, right? So you're closely connected to the brand, either as an employee. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, so this part is where they're basically talking about being closely connected to brands and why people don't like being accused of shills. Now, to be fair to both of these creators, okay, every time any YouTuber makes any kind of content and there's a brand or something being compared, you can compare toothpaste, you can compare shoes, it doesn't matter. If you say one is better than the other, you're immediately a shill because you didn't give the other one the win. That is always how this kind of industry and every other industry usually works. But I want to point something out here by letting them just kind of say it.
Or you're either an employee, right? You're being paid. And then as a result of that connection, whether it's paid or unpaid, it's a tight connection.
Okay.
You say you have an opinion about it.
Here we go.
And the opinion is favorable
Uh-oh.
when in fact it should not be. And I think that's the key is
well, yeah, it's favorable. So one of the things I talk about year after year when asked, okay, everybody always goes, okay, who's a shill, who's a trustworthy reviewer, blah, blah, blah. You guys know the deal. But the biggest thing here is when we start talking about connections, okay? This business is all about connections, right? So when someone is a YouTuber and they work for, themselves as an independent, that's normal. But what's not normal is what we've seen in the last couple of years where Brian, Whisper Status, we see FOMO, KG, Classy, they all kind of band together and share the same talking points no matter how wrong they may be. Again, I've given very specific examples of the Sony A95L having bad motion. Coming out and saying Sony has good motion, you can't even have like a differing opinion on that. Because there is something that is subjectively good and subjectively bad and something that is factually bad. Bad motion is when something is ghosting, when something is smearing, when something is stuttering, jittering, artifacts break apart the image, even with motion processing on. That is not even remotely arguable at that point. It's just a fundamental fact that there is something to be improved there. But we never hear that from any of these channels. That's my first issue, but my second is with the connections part. Every single year, you will see them in Value Electronics. I haven't heard them say a word against Value Electronics ever. That retailer specifically, ever. And they probably never will. They're not going to bite the hand that feeds. So when they're talking about connections and not saying something that's favorable and then following it up with something like this.
They trust what you say because let's say you say, oh, this Samsung TV is a great TV. So if you're paid to say it's a great TV, and in fact it's not, you would still say it's a great TV. But what if it's...
Okay, so hypothetically speaking, by this logic, if Value Electronics Shootout is maybe not so great, right? And they maybe miss a couple of metrics that real people care about, right? Maybe it's not so great. But then you're saying that it's a great thing. Maybe that's where we have a problem here, right? Because you're saying it's great, but we're as consumers running into real issues with these products. And you can go on any owner's forum. I won't even give you the issues of some of these products they recommend, okay? I can say that journalists have a specific job. And these are independent journalists, okay? There's no difference, okay? The job is simple. Sell you on the next product and then continue to sell you on the next product. The idea being everything is awesome. No matter what it is, no matter how bad it is or good it is always something that is recommended for you to buy. I do not hear journalists very often in the audiovisual space say, do not buy this product because this product is trash. They like run from negativity. It's almost like if it's not positive, they run from it because they're afraid of how the viewers will react. They don't want to take the backlash. They don't want to be perceived negatively by any brand and closed doors and none of that. They just want everything to be positive, no matter how bad or good it is. But the world doesn't work like this, folks. The reality is there are good products and bad products within any company. and under any company's umbrella of products that they are advertising, we will obviously have some that aren't worth purchasing, right? And that's where I come in as the number one brand in honesty, which I have been named by viewers. It's not something I named myself, because I'm the only YouTuber that will shut down brand deals, that will shut down collaborations, that does not care truly what anyone thinks, right? And will give the truth regardless of how it makes anyone feel. Because the reality is, we are working incredibly hard in these times to try to get any kind of passive income, any kind of active income, and any kind of disposable income, okay? To have anyone or any corporation sell us something that maybe isn't what we thought it was. So I just remove the middlemen, right? And I don't give a damn about purists or their opinions or any of that crap, or even throwing mud at this point, because they're going to do their hustle, right? If you get hustled, sorry. But, there are other ways not to get hustled, like doing research, right? And that's why I always promote asking why. And that's why I give you specific timestamps when I say something. I don't just say Sony's motion is bad and just say, you have to accept it because I said it and I'm the only YouTuber on YouTube saying it and I'm better than everybody and I'm right because I'm the only one saying it. No. What I'm saying is, at this timestamp in this movie, this particular example does X, Y, and Z. In this video game, at this point, it does X, Y, and Z. I break it down for you. I have never seen a single YouTuber do that yet. I'm waiting. It would be nice to have that transparency, but if they start doing that, their claims that aren't substantiated behind actual facts, which again, to just break down what a fact is, something that's independently verifiable of one's self, right? You can verify this, which is why I give you those things to check. You would see that Sony's motion is bad. You would see that not only is Sony's motion bad, you'd see that LG's color, for example, the red, it has issues. It, comparatively to pretty much almost everything else when you look at their OLEDs, looks off, right? Blood orange is the type of color that it usually tends to be, right? You look at quantum dots, you look at what Samsung is doing. Samsung objectively has a serious problem with updates. I mean, you could look at it. Down the row, every brand is messing up, and everything that I point out, Hisense with their motion getting worse year after year, TCL with terrible quality control year after year. All of this stuff is independently verifiable, and you can go through the various owners' forums and the various sources. But what I have a problem with is the positivity mill, the everything is awesome ideal. And that is what I aim to eradicate on YouTube and force these jokers to, I don't know, be what they really are in real life with themselves and with their families. Honest. Because they're not going to look at a TV that's crap and go, I'm going to keep it anyway, or I'm going to promote it anyway. But if you're making money on YouTube and your job is to sell people on these affiliate links and to get people into your shop and to get people excited to buy, then of course we can see why positivity is why, and again, the avenue every YouTuber chooses. You're not going to make money being negative. Nobody wants to buy from the negative salesman. I mean, could you imagine going to a used car lot and he's going, oh, well, this is crap and that is crap and that is crap? You'll walk off the lot because now you know that it's not worth it. But you see, they wait every single year for TVs to launch to sell them to you. That's the game. But see, I wait every single year to investigate these TVs, to actually review them to their counterpart, review them to their past efforts, right? To see if they're really worth it. And if they're not, I'll tell you, do not buy it. It's not worth money. And more often than not, most things being pushed out, mass produced, are not worth the money over prior years where you can maybe get a deal or a sale or something of that nature, which is why I do this the way that I do it. So I did find it interesting that, you have people who, again, they're kind of in deep with Value Electronics, which is the pretty much lone authorized retailer of Sony TVs, kind of like on the main front like they are. And again, they're not going to bite the hand that feeds, and there's a lot of stuff that kind of gets pushed out that I find wrong. But again, if you're using YouTubers and you have them sit in as judges, okay, on your little shootout, you can kind of push whatever narrative you want because, again, I get it. Groups attract groups. Nobody wants to follow the guy who's the Lone Ranger, right? Unless he's like a really cool badass, right? But usually, typically, it takes money to make money, and usually crowds draw people. That's just how it is. Nobody wants to help the person who's a startup versus somebody who's already got their shit together, right? Like, that's why we've always, in society, taken care of the rich and put down the poor, because that's just the way we were trained and indoctrinated into belief. But my point with all of this is simply put, shill or no shill, it's honestly very easy. You don't even have to have a whole long video about it. Here's how you can tell if somebody's a shill and if somebody's not a shill, okay? It's real simple. How many times have they given a do not buy on a product? Go through their history of their channel and look at all the times they told you do not buy this product within a calendar year, and do that for year after year after year. If you are not seeing an equal amount of don't buy as buy, or you're seeing majority positivity or majority negativity, then you kind of understand one thing. Either they're overly negative, which I've been accused of being overly negative, and I won't lie, I have very high standards. I'm not just going to recommend anything to you. I treat everybody like my family, and I make sure everybody's taken care of, right? So not everything's going to make the cut. But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff I do recommend too, right? But then comparatively, though, the stuff that I say don't buy, if you go to another YouTuber and they're glowing about it and they don't tell you all the crap parts about it, it's a lot like a relationship, right? Where somebody advertises something so beautiful and then you get it home and then you get to figure out all the shitty parts. And you have to decide if you want to keep it or not. That's a lot like what TVs and reviews are, and any other product you could ever buy is a lot like. So again, while I can appreciate a conversation about shills and being invited to talk about it by you, the community, I mean, honestly, it's really simple. How many times have they sold you positivity? And how many times have they told you not to buy a product? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if a company tells you not to buy a product, they're probably being straight up with you. But if a company only ever tells you, man, this is an amazing TV. Oh, they've got this amount of black levels. Oh, the colors are amazing. Oh, this is great for gaming. Oh, this is great for this. Not every fucking thing is going to be great for gaming and great for movies and great all the fucking time, right? Just because it's a new model or just because every year you want to sell something. And you got to kind of get hip to the game of like YouTubers trying to hustle you, right? And again, you're never going to hear them talk like this, will you? Because they've got skin in the game. They've got their mortgages to pay off. They've got shit that they've got to do that they just don't want to jeopardize these business deals and piss off these companies like Samsung, Sony, Value Electronics, any other retailer they could get down the road. Again, they keep doors open. I do not give a shit about any of that. You earn everything with me or you get nothing at all. And that's just how it is. You know what I mean? But again, I'm a real person, which is why, again, we are the #1 brand in honesty. But let me know what you think about my take on this in the comments down below. Do you think I'm tripping? You think I'm rude or condescending? Whatever you want to say, let me know down below. And as always, thanks for watching the #1 brand in honesty. And until the next video, I'll see you guys later.